Hey, what's going on, guys? Joe with OMGRC here. So today we have the Hunter BL. This is from DHK Hobby. Let's get into what this thing looks like and give you what I ran into, things that you might want to check before you run your vehicle. So let's get into this right now. All right, so let's take a look. As far as what comes with it, it's going to be, your manuals, your part list, and all that good stuff. Exploded view. Get a couple Allen ring keys here. Also, you get a little rubber straw with it. So I'll show you that here. Also, as far as the remote goes, little rubber grip. Do you have your trims? It's kind of cool. It has like a little power level that's on there as well. Nothing fancy. It's not really noticeable as far as when you're holding it. But anyway, you have your... One thing you'll want to do probably is your steering dual rate. You might want to turn that down a little bit. I'll get into that one here in a minute. Anyway, as far as the actual 4AA battery, so that's cool on that part of it. Things that I had to do to this before I actually ran it. At least in my opinion, what I had to do. The bumper was too close to the body, so it was all smashed up against the body. So what I did was just take a heat gun to it and actually just kind of pulled that away from the body a little bit. And I did raise it up a little bit as well. I did put a little bit of not double stick tape, but I did use a little bit of Gorilla Tape just in the areas where the tires might rub a little bit. And also it did rub right here on the front here where the bumper's at, but not a big deal. Pretty kind of thin right there. Anyway, as far as speaking of thin, it's not bad. It feels like about the same as a lot of RC vehicles, to be honest with you, nowadays. So not too bad. I like the scheme of it. It's got a lot of stickers on there, so nothing fancy when it comes to the the body itself. Anyway, all right, let's get into as far as things that I had to do and things that I won't do again. One would be I won't run my vehicle on the beach again. It was fun, but it was wet sand and it just got all grimy in here. It actually almost burned up my fan after I was cleaning stuff up. All right, but one thing I was going to tell you as well, I need to adjust these wheels a little bit more anyhow, but I ran out real quick just to get a video of it, getting it into the sand and all that good fun stuff. But it had really bad bump steer where the tires went when the chassis or the actual shocks would compress. It would you can kind of see they're not so great as far as showing you right now because it needs to be realigned and everything like that. But they would go outward, the bump steer, as far as the camber would go out. So I rearranged some stuff on here and I'll kind of show you a little bit. Is that here's the little steering linkage here. I went ahead and it was down below, so I put it on top, and that allowed it, so instead of having the bump steer going outward, it's now going a little bit inward. And it definitely needs more adjustment anyhow. For whatever, when I was moving stuff around, it actually just threw the actual alignment out. It was better when I ran it, but for whatever reason when I was moving stuff again, it just threw it out of whack. The shocks seem to be pretty good. I did adjust those down. And speaking of just some stuff I want to kind of point out would be the box. This is a receiver box for it. And the wires that we're going into as far as your receiver, well, your receiver sits in there. But as far as the actual electronic speed controller, that wire was pinched in this little box here. And you'll notice like this thing's wiggling. It wasn't held down very well when it came to out of the box anyhow. So it needs to be just double stick tape. Not a big deal on that part of it. But yeah, you'll want to take a look at your receiver box. Take the two little clips out, body clips. And once you get those off there, just make sure that your wires aren't pinched, And also, this wire was not ran this way. It's actually ran between this little triangle, we'll say, right here for the upper brace. And it's kind of sharp in there, so I figure I'll probably put a zip tie or whatever and maybe a little bit of tape on the edges so it doesn't wear down on that, as far as this is the servo wire. Everything else seems to be pretty good on it. It is a 32 pitch as far as the gears go. And this is a 540 can, and actually the KV on it's a 3970 can that's in there. And it comes with a T-style connection. Not bad. Overall, all good, except for, I almost thought this thing was going to burn up after cleaning it all up, and then it started to smoke, so I had to blow out the fan, all that good stuff. So it's all good now. The servo, it's just a 9 kilogram servo, nothing crazy. It does have a servo saver on it too. I think, man, a lot of the sand got so jammed up in this. The bearings sound horrible now. So, well, I might have to replace the bearings, to be honest with you. I need to flush them all out. So that'll be something else for another day on that one. I'll probably just run it anyhow, just as it is, whatever, right? Yeah, as far as the battery straps on it too, they're not bad. They have like a gap that's here, which doesn't really matter because the way the battery sits, just sits right in there. And speaking of the battery, this is a 3000 milliamp, that's, or a 3S LiPo that's in here, but it's only capable of a 2S LiPo. Just kind of keep that in mind as well. As far as the speed goes, about 35. That sounds pretty respectable, right around in that 30 something miles an hour. So it's not a screamer or anything like that, but it could be, because you could definitely upgrade this system in here. I wouldn't really recommend you probably putting a bigger gear in here, just because of the fact that this is a small motor anyway. So I think it'll be pretty fun. I'll get it on some off-road a little bit more, but I figured I'd just kind of run it in the sand and see what that was all about. All in all, plastics seem to be pretty good on it. Time will tell as far as how durable those are. All in all, suspension seems to be good. I did adjust it too, just because when I first got it, I just dropped it from here and it was just kind of slapping. So it was a little too soft for my liking. But all in all, let's check out this video. Hope you guys enjoy it. As always, appreciate you guys watching. And if you're new here, consider subscribing and check out omgrc.com. Anyway, enjoy the video.